Hello there, and thank you so kindly for tuning in to my channel today, Brown Eyes, on this beautiful, amazing, wonderful day. Because remember, so as a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. We are to think upon things that bring a good report. I tell you, I have decided that I'm going to continue. I'm going to move on, move right on along, and continue to see what the end's going to be. And you should too. For the race is not given to the swift nor to the strong, but to those who endure until the end. You know, it has nothing to do with the obstacles we face, the trials, the tribulations, although they be great in many, but it has everything to do with our mind frame, our belief system, our spirituality, and renewing and strengthening the man that lives on the inside, because we cannot stop the things of this world that come to really mold us and to build us and to kind of educate us and to prepare us, strengthen us, if you will, spiritually. But it has everything to do with how you're going to behave. What are you going to learn within that process, within the making of a man, if you will? Because as we all can recall, when we were children, our parents would try to instruct us on the right way to do things, and this and that, and the aspirations and the goals and the things that you should aspire for or to reach for. But even with the skilled storyteller that instructs you correctly and try to guide you in the right direction, it is no significance until you actually physically experience and go through those things yourself. As I began to age gracefully and my children began to grow up, I had to realize that you cannot do other people's lives and do your own life. And so, what I'm saying, and not even just your children and your family, but people in general, I think that if we would focus more on the man in the mirror and looking within ourselves and looking at what we need to do to beautify and to enhance our spirituality, then we wouldn't get so distracted on the outcome of other people. Not to say you wish, not to say that something negative is going to happen, but life deals you good, bad, and ugly. That's absolute. For even in the word it says that the Creator reigns on the just and the unjust alike. So everyone has to go through something here in this world, in this matrix of a world, if you will, because it has a lot to do with getting your attention on the bigger picture. Because in this matrix of a world, there are so many negative distractions here, and you be all over the place trying to figure out who you are, what your purpose is, and do you have a purpose? Does the things of this world, have they gotten into your thinking to the point where you're thinking that the things of this world are the things that actually validate you? Because without those things, who are the men? Who are we really? And it's okay to get the good things, because I'm striving for better things, as we all should. But is that the thing that says who you are? Is that the thing that speaks through your heart and represents your character as a person? Because without the money, who are you? Can you be happy in hard times? I mean, you can be happy when everything is going just absolutely amazing for you. But can you keep that same disposition and high frequency and energy when it seems like a blow has been dealt you? So I think that as long as we surround ourselves with like-minded people, people who can elevate your thinking, promote you to do better, encourage you to do better, not judgmental but lovingly, then I think that it's all worth it, don't you think? I think that if you can surround your people with like-minded people who are not afraid to express their emotions towards you and to be real and honest, because that's what we need. Everybody's always talking about loyalty and all those things like that, but even if you have a loyal person, what is that person about? It takes a real person that can lovingly tell you the truth, respectfully, of course, and you not lose friendship over things, because we're so personal, we're so self-righteous in our own minds, and we've just been so dumbed down to the fact that we are supposed to be our brother's keepers. And yes, it does indeed takes a village to raise a baby. Absolutely. Because you never know what a person is going through behind closed doors, but the issues of life always come through. You can listen to a person talk 5 minutes, the first thing coming out of their mouth, if it's always negative, then you can kind of understand why that person is always negative and can't see the forest from the trees, if you will, or can't see any good thing for your life, let alone their life. So it's crucial to surround your people, or excuse me, to surround yourself with like-minded people, people who are reaching for the same goals, or have the same like-minded or the same spiritual things in common. That's a plus. But it doesn't mean that you have to totally run from people who may need you to build them up some kind of way, because people are always hurting. There's always an opportunity to pay it forward, if you will. There's always an opportunity to ignore the problems that you may be having in order to uplift someone else who's in greater need than you. Because let's face it, even though we may not be where we just really desire to be, but it could always be worse than what it is. So I don't take the things that the universe gives me lightly. I am very grateful. I try to practice constantly having a grateful, thankful spirit. And I try to always have a joyful, rejoicing, thankful spirit, because even if it has yet to manifest, I still have to keep that frequency and that energy set in on that perfect dial, so that it can pull back what I am reaching for. You understand? So yeah, you may be having a horrible day. You may be having obstacles set in place, one after the other and the other and the other, and you just can't seem to see any sunshine on the outside. But you have to be self-assured that behind the closed doors, and out of the limelight of the world, that some greater power is working on your behalf. Absolutely it is, because you are indeed an amazing person. You have asked the universe to give you what you desire, whether you know it or not, whether it be through the words that you're constantly, repetitiously speaking, be it positive or negative. You're giving the universe permission to give you exactly what you're saying. We may not get what we mean at the time, but we get what we say. So we have to be mindful of the very words that we speak, because it is a matter of livelihood, life, or death, and absolutely a spiritual life or death, if you will, because your words can make or break you. Now, your words can add life to something, or your words can create a death for that thing. And we are full of life. We are full of positive energy. We are rays of sunshine. We are bridges. We are the mediators, so to speak. Anytime you are awake to more than just a physical plane, then you are indeed a bridge. You're a gap opener, a gap filler, if you will, or a generational runner, someone to pass the baton and to just put it out there, or to promote someone to thinking. Then that is wealth in itself, especially when you have been dumbed down for so long into believing that the only way you can obtain any type of spiritual peace, because that is the key. Now, you may be going through so many things and just be tormented constantly, constantly, and constantly. But if you can have peace within the storm, then that is worth investigating, isn't it? But we've just been taught that the only way we can get and obtain certain spiritual things is to, first of all, go to church. And to pay our tithes and our offerings. Okay, so what if you can't get out of bed because of some illness? What if you don't have the finances? Are you still eligible to receive that blessing? So yeah, there is something really troubling about the religion of Christianity. Therefore, I have decided to dwell into deeper, higher understanding, which is all spirituality things that the natural eye cannot see, but that the inner eye can relate to. The thing that leads you, the thing that kind of taps you on the shoulder and tell you, don't do that. That ain't good. You wouldn't want that to happen to you. Those are the things that we should be taking heed to, instead of taking heed to the negative aspects of things and through people, because sometimes people are just sent to you as decoys. Although they're only the props in your life, they're still very relevant to your growth, or to your lack thereof, if you will. So if things and people are constantly coming your way, it's not necessarily the things or the people, but it's something that we're supposed to get within that thing. You understand? Because you can't stop there. You be like a ninja and pow, 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 pow. But once you finish one race, as soon as you cross the finish line, guess what? There's another race already set in place for you to do again. And it's going to constantly be like that here. So that's why it's crucial to constantly think upon things that bring a good report, because so as a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. So in spite of what the physical body may not have the power to overcome or to control, isn't it a beautiful thing that your mind can soar and take you to so many beautiful, amazing, countless opportunities to help you elevate? See, first it has to be conceived and thought of in the mind. You know that, don't? That's real though. There's no way you can tell me that this is not real once I dream a thing. Just think of how passionately you can fantasize about a thing, something that makes you so happy, whatever that thing is. You feel that emotion within that moment, that unexplainable happiness, and just full of passion, and just vitality, and just so much spark to your spiritual senses that you don't want to let it go. It's like an effervescence, an aphrodisiac, if you will. You feel me? That spirit right there, that feeling that you get when you went so deep in your goal or your dream or your passion within your dream, that it has you feeling this type of euphoria, like you just smoked the Jamaican good stuff, man. You feel me? And you don't want to come down from that high. But when you actually come down from that high, because your flesh taps you on the shoulder and say, "Wake up, broad. They're still here. You ain't there yet." But in your mind, you can do whatever you want to do. So that type of feeling is what I'm encouraging us to tap into and to totally embrace. That way, when we're forced to deal with the things of this world and the things of the flesh, then we can retrieve that happy feeling. And that's why it's so important to think about things that bring a good report, because if you're thinking on this thing and it makes you so happy inside, you don't want to go back to the flesh way of thinking, because it's going to pull you back down. So although it repetition helps us out, because we're constantly doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, it is okay to think upon a thing over and over again. But it is not okay if you're thinking upon a thing over and over and over again that's very negative, and is going to bring negative results into your life. It's going to change your whole thinking, because if you're constantly thinking about negative things will manifest. Then that's going to kind of defeat your faith. You're going to start losing hope, because you've done it, through your ignorance, or whatever. But that's not what you really want and desire. So I know all too well what it's like to constantly think upon negative things, and to the point where it's tormenting me. And that's not a good feeling, especially when we claim that we are spiritual kings, and we're queens, and we're the ancient. We can tap into ancient knowledge and ancient things that will enhance us and help us today. Those are the things that we have to use. It's not a thing that you should know about and not be actively using in your life. I can see the change. I can feel the change on the inside of me once I came out of man-made religion, because man-made religion had me emotionally abused and damaged. So many people that are in Christianity are abused and damaged. Now I have a problem with that. Shouldn't you be questioning, why are you a Christian, and you go to church, and you do what you were taught that you're supposed to do in order to get better in life, yet you're worse. You know what I'm saying? Because no one knows what goes on behind closed doors once you leave the church. Now, if this is a real feeling, you're supposed to be able to tap into this and get this feeling wherever you are. After all, we are spiritual beings on the inside, aren't we? So that's just a little word to the wise today on this beautiful, amazing, terrific day today. I just encourage you to not let things validate you. Don't let people validate you. No one can put worth on you. No one can devalue you or place a value on you, honey. You are absolutely, positively priceless. And you have to believe that, because so as a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. We are to think upon things that bring a good report. So I thank you for tuning in to my channel today, Miss Brown Eyes, on this beautiful, amazing, coming into today, things of my heart, desire day, if you will. You are amazing. I thank all of you amazing, wonderful, terrific people today for stopping by to chat with Miss Brown Eyes and to hear what I have to say. I ask that you leave me a comment, perhaps chat with me, subscribe and like this channel, and I will talk to you another time. Bye.